Does it equate to being evil?
Right. You
Because
understand what I'm
it's a
saying?
secret.
Like
Yeah.
that, and I think if people were to be able to answer that question, then we have to start questioning everything. Like, why do y'all do what y'all do in secret? Why do y'all do what y'all do in the? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? That's the truth of the matter. If secrecy is the problem, then we got a whole nother problem. You understand what I'm saying? Because Greeks ain't the only one with secret handshakes and secret passwords and signals and stuff like that. The people in church, you know what I'm saying, got secrets too, and they're
I
private
got
as
secrets.
well. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
y'all do what y'all do?
Like it's all secrets, and I mean, sure, even in the Bible, everything wasn't known to everybody. It was secrecy. So, are you telling me? Are you telling me that that is evil and that's demonic? Like, come on, let's be
Oh
for real.
man, Jesus ain't share everything with everybody.
What we talking about? What are we talking about? You know, Jesus was only talking to a couple of disciples sometimes. He wasn't even talking to the whole crew. Was that evil? Yeah. If we would have kept going, man, somebody would have a major record deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always felt like True Versus, he still goes.
Shout out
man.
to True Versus.
True Versus, man. He still goes, man. Everything that I do, whether it comes to total fruition or not, I believe 100% in it. One, because I believe 100% in myself, but the people that I'm working with, I believe 100% in them. If I had money, everybody would be doing music full time and we wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? While everybody was still doing their own business ventures.
All my artists, business owners, people who do music, you need to prepare your mindset to do the thing that it is that you want to do, right? Because you could start walking into what you think you're supposed to be doing, but you haven't even prepared your mind to even begin to think that way.
Yeah.
So if you haven't even prepared your mind, you certainly can't think that you're about to prepare your hands to do stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. Not to say that God isn't amazing enough and glorious enough to order your steps for you, but you gotta have that mindset. Your thinking gotta be kingdom in a way that I know that God's gonna provide and this is what he's calling me to do. You know what I'm saying?
100%, man.
For me, it's about having, in all of your getting, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta get understanding.
You are the light of the world, the salt of the earth. Let your light so shine that men might see your good works and glorify God in heaven. So whether it's Greek life or it's church life or it's any other life, if at the end of whatever it was that we've done, if ain't nobody thanking God for it, if they ain't, they ain't acknowledging Christ in it, they ain't drawing near, we all have to ask ourselves, like, is what we're doing in vain?
Peace and grace, Kingdom family. This is Darius Dior. It's Think Kingdom Media, where we have real conversations with real people and we share real music here. Today we got my peoples in the building. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no guest. This is my brother. But what I'd like to do when I come on the platform is I don't like to tell people who you are. You know what I'm saying? I like to let people introduce themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can tell you who you are better than you can tell people who you are, man. So for the people that don't know you, that have never seen you before, they right there looking at you, man. Can you tell us who you are real quick, man?
In the words of my bro, there's the peace and grace, peace king.
Peace and grace.
Trey Searles, aka DJ Wiggles. Most people just call me Wiggles. From Hinesville, Georgia, down by the water, close to Savannah, Georgia. I am an educator, behavior support coach. I am a DJ. Yeah, that's it. In short.
No doubt, man. Usually when people tell me, or when I ask that question to people, they usually be telling me, what they do, you know what I'm saying, where they been, all the amazing things and stuff like that, man. But really what I'm asking is how you be, right? I'm really asking, how you doing, man? That's what I'm really asking, man. Yeah.
I'm remarkable. Honestly, man, I think I am and probably one of the best mental spaces and spiritual places that I've been in a long time, in a while, man. I'm doing really, really well, man. Again, going back to just being an educator, I work in the school system in Liberty County, special education, and I'm a behavior coach. And so I work with special education teachers and other coaches with students who have individualized education plans, behavior intervention plans, or just need some assistance with classroom management. DJing, I've been doing that for, man, it's been 14 years. 2011, September 2011 was when I did my first DJ gig with my cousin's wedding. Shout out to the Kleskers. And I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Currently the chapter president back at home in Hinesville, and business owner, entrepreneur, all those other things. Southern Hospitality, Wigglesworth Network, Happy Medium Learning Center.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, no doubt, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. And usually when I think about just talking to people about how they are and how they be, when I think about you, I just think about how tapped in you are, right? Like, I think when I first met you through a mutual friend, shout out to Tip.
Tip,
you know what I'm saying?
Tip love.
Shout out to Tip, man. When I met you through Tip, man, I just like paid attention to how tapped in you are, man. Like, your hands, bro, you got so much reach. It's crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? And so just knowing, you know, the work that you were doing in ministry, the work you were doing with me as a DJ, as my DJ, you know what I'm saying?
YJC.
YJC, man.
YJC,
you know what I'm
Young
saying?
Justified
Young Justified
Christians.
Christians, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bro, like, you know, I know you sometimes gotta feel like, you know, you get tapped out at some point because it seems like you always pouring out, man. You always giving, man.
Hey, you know, man, I rarely experience exhaustion. You know what I'm saying? Now, here recently, I've been noting that I get tired and I have to rest, you know, but I'm 41 now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So YJC, I mean, that was like 2017, 2018,
Yeah.
2019. So you're thinking like 6 to 8 years ago.
Right.
But I want to do as much as I can while I can, you know what I'm saying? And so I take time. I take more time now resting, you know, sitting out. People think that I do more than what I actually do because of how I post.
Yeah.
You know, but the truth of the matter is that when in between those posting moments and times, I'm actually chilling. And so there's so much more that I want to do, so much more that I want to get tapped into, because the more that I'm connected to, the more people that I'm connected to, the more things that I'm connected with, the more resourceful I become for people that don't have those connections.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a complete ultimate resource, man. You know, we met back in, I don't know what year that was, man. Like you said, 2017 or 2018 or something like that. You know, you took us on the road, you know what I'm saying, for the first time in the Kingdom music space, man. You took us to Florida. We did a dope event out there. You know what I'm saying?
That was fun. I miss that, man. You know, hey, look, when I think of those moments and times, man, well, first of all, the music that you and Prone made, man, and then just your solo music in and of itself, man, the music was phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Timeless, you know, to say the least. And my goal at the time was really just to get as many people to hear y'all and to try to get as many venues or churches or whomever to book y'all. And you know, it was short-lived in a sense, but from Florida, did y'all come to Waycross?
Yeah, we came to Georgia.
Came to my hometown, Hinesville, and
Right.
then we came here to Columbia. And so I've always, at the time, thought and felt that you guys would be what 116 was out on the West Coast with Trey and Andy Mineo and the rest of those guys. I felt like we would be that in the South.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah.
But even with what you did with Mike Merck, man, and just lifting him up and encouraging him in the way that you did, and then just the way that you had the conversation with us, is like, look, y'all need to take these 7 hours that y'all about to drive from South Carolina to Florida and determine if this is what you really want to do, because this is the direction that we going. And y'all, all this stuff about the job and the family, and I understand all that. Right? The way you was talking to us is like, look, we either gonna do it
Right.
or we not.
Man, you know, there are no regrets in that. The only thing that I wish is that I just wish that I had the money or the financial backing.
Yeah.
Because with any record label or entertainment company, if you got money, you know what I'm saying? Like you can, hey, here you go.
Hey, what you need?
Like this is what you need. So you can tell, you know, the job like, hey man, I'm gone for this amount of time, or you know what I'm saying, for those who are married and you know, hey, I'm taking care of the house. We're good. You know what I'm saying? Everything is taken care of. We're gonna do this. Because that's just how much I not only believed in the vision of YJC, but I also believed in y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I believe in y'all, but you're right. That was, you know, one of the few conversations that we had that was serious from that weekend, just in the reality of like, when we look at, let's just say, just hip hop, period. You know what I'm saying? You hear these stories of these artists who took whatever they had and they went on the road. Like I think of Bone Thugs, how they got on the bus from Cleveland and went out west to go meet Eazy-E, you know what I'm saying? Or just these anybody, honestly, and just I just think about them because when you really not only believe in it, but when you have a partner or when you have family who equally believes in you and they're willing to support in every way possible, and as men, we're able to ensure that security is still there so that you can do it, man. Like I think if we would have kept going, man, somebody would have a major record deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always felt like True Versus, he still goes.
Shout out
man.
to True Versus.
True Versus, man. He still goes, man. And as a matter of fact, that was the first wedding that I DJ. He married my cousin, Shantae. And so, and honestly, True Versus, I think he was the oldest of the crew.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He was
right.
the oldest of the crew. And if you hear his records now, like even his latest tape, he's still shouting out YJC. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's the one that's like, YJC, we can still go. I'm like, these guys ain't rapping no more.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Like everybody's on a different wave, but to that point though, everything that I do, whether it comes to total fruition or not, I believe 100% in it. One, because I believe 100% of myself, but the people that I'm working with, I believe 100% of them. Like Mike Merck, he had that. He was, in my mind, he was like the Ludacris or the Busta Rhymes of the crew because he had the energy.
All the energy.
He had that personality. He was the youngest of the crew. You know what I'm saying? It was easy to get that following. His music was like real southern and catchy. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, I think we put that the weight of YJC musically on him, but I was like, man, we like again, you Prone, True Versus, Sierra Blessed in the house, Sam Goody, what's bro name that was with Sam Goody? Man.
You talking about Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Murray.
Just Listen.
Yeah, Just Listen. Murray Duffy, Ron J. And it was a whole Vernay. We had a whole crew of people. Like, and when I think about that in my mind, like, man, if I had money, everybody would be doing music full time and we wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? While everybody was still doing their own business ventures. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you got. I think Vernay is like a realtor. I think Mike has his own car wash business or detail, you know. True Versus, you know, he works. Man, I don't even know what Murray does. I hadn't talked to him in so long.
Man.
You know, but we check in every now and then. Ron J hits me up every blue moon, man. Shout out to Ice too, man. Like me and Ice talk about other stuff, but I mean everybody
Brother Ice.
Man,
shout out
everybody
to you.
was doing music and I was just like, man, we're about to take the South over and then eventually take the world over. But going back to what you said earlier, just with the question, you got 7 hours to determine if this is what we're really going to do. And
take these 7 hours.
You know?
It was just the way you was talking to us, man. And I remember saying to myself, like, damn, I got a really good job. You know, I got the golden handcuffs on. I'm making a whole bunch of overtime. All my bills are paid. right? You know, so I'm not even thinking about whether I'm going to leave the job, but that's not even my thought process.
Right.
But you're like, look, I need you to really, because we really could do this. And I think that was the first time I had thought about realistically being a full-time artist, a full-time music artist, you know what I'm saying? And then when I got there, I approached it that way, and I remember making the impact that I had and feeling that, you know what I'm saying? And like, oh man, I would love to do this again. But are you in the space? Have you prepared to walk away from your job?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's an important message I want to give to all my audience, all my artists, business owners, people who do music. You need to prepare your mindset to do the thing that it is that you want to do, right? Because you could start walking into what you think you're supposed to be doing, but you haven't even prepared your mind to even begin to think that way.
Yeah.
So if you haven't even prepared your mind, you certainly can't think that you're about to prepare your hands to do stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. Not to say that God isn't amazing enough and glorious enough to order your steps for you, but you got to have that mindset. Your thinking got to be kingdom in a way that I know that God's going to provide, and this is what he's calling me to do. You know what I'm saying?
100%, man. Recently talking to a childhood friend of mine, and she was just sharing about her life's path. And for me, man, it looked like it's incredibly successful.
Right.
But now this next juncture in life, and just trying to figure that out. And I'm using that term because she kept saying, I'm just trying to figure it out. I want to add on to that. What if it's not our responsibility to figure it out for the believer?
Come on.
If God is the author of the plan, you know what I'm saying? Like if he's the person that gives us the will to do everything that he's putting us to do, what are we trying to figure out? There's nothing to figure out. If those of us who hear, we take that step, and then we got to believe that we'll get the next step, and we just keep moving, and keep moving. Yeah. And so I think where a lot of us misstep or make mistakes is where we want it all up here, man. And I often be asking myself, like, man, are we really actually reading the Bible, like, and really like paying attention to like these stories and parables, or like whether it's fiction and or nonfiction? No argument there. But when we think of Abraham, you know, hey man, like go leave your family, your father's country, and go do this. And once he goes, then God is like, all right, I want you to look out here, and as far as you can see, man, this is what I'm gonna give you. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we're trying to, you know, when we think of that mental preparedness, for me, what I'm prepared for is the unknown, the unexpected, and then just being like, all right, so God, you got it. Like if I do take this misstep, not only are you God enough to lead me, you're God enough to redirect me.
Come on.
You know? And so I do agree with you that, you know, you got to be mentally prepared to physically handle, you know what I'm saying, what it is that you want to do, you know, because I mean, in the long run, eventually, whether it was as a solo rap artist or not, you did make that step.
Right. For
You're still creating art, you're still creating content, and not only are you doing it for yourself, you're doing it for others.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so imagine that.
Yeah. And I didn't think in no terms during that time that I'd be doing what I'm doing now. And I think when the pandemic hit, that was like for 3 years after that, you know, we were kind of still hot in pursuit. Things just kind of got murky, not just for me, but everybody. And I just had the revelatory, you know, experience. Like God was like, look, not only you think you're about to sit in here and make a music video for yourself, but what I need you to do is open up a platform for people to come and talk to you. It's different, you know, for people to just come and talk. But when they talk to you, that's an individual experience that only exists where you at.
Right.
And I need you to give that to the people. And I'm like, man, well, how I'm gonna get the cameras? I don't know how I'm gonna get the lens, where I'm gonna get the money.
Right.
How much I'm gonna charge them? Nah, you're not gonna charge them nothing. You're not gonna charge nobody nothing. You're gonna do this, you're gonna be faithful to this, you're gonna be consistent with this. And it's not gonna be about how many likes and shares and comments and subscribers. It's gonna be about being scribal. It's gonna be about documenting what's going on in the earth as you live. And that's important, just like it was in the day of Jesus, in the day of Moses, in the day there was scribes there, right? And so as writers, not only are we artists, right, you know what I mean, or artisans, and we're gifted at our craft, but we're also responsible for reflecting the times as artists. Like
100%.
Nina Simone said, reflecting the times is super important through good times and bad times, and especially with the people that you know, that you love, that you care about, that serve the Most High. And that's what I've been doing, man. And in doing that, God has continued to create opportunity, open doors, and create space for me to be able to take care of my family and fulfill my purpose and create value in other people's lives, like you said, man. So you just being here, man, is super important and valuable, bro. So thank you for even being here, man.
And speaking of, man, Bill just checking in on me, man, just to say I was doing it. And I failed to respond to him or call back. And so I'm always on Facebook, and he just commented on one of my posts. Yeah, man, you're right, but you didn't hit me back. What's up? So I immediately call him, and we chop it up, not even 3 minutes. I'm like, man, I need to sit down with you to do, you know what I'm saying, do an interview. He said, yeah, let's do it. I said, all right, man, I'll be there Monday. And then something happens. I'm like, nah, I'll come another day. He was like, bet, let's do it. And so that goes back to, I said that to say what you're saying is accurate or is congruent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What it is you believe that, you know, you see value in me, because you could have been like, nah, Trey Searles, that ain't why I called you.
Right.
I didn't call you, you know what I'm saying? I got other things happening that's
Yeah.
going on. But you're like, nah, let's do it. You know, and it's because even to your point where writing down these things, like when we think about life lessons, and for our children and our children's children, or just the community around us, how else will they hear or get these stories if we don't tell them?
Right.
If we don't share them,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's super impressive work. It's necessary work, man. And honestly, I wish I lived closer, because I would let you produce my
man,
show. I came in contact with some people that do that, man, because I am bringing back the Wiggles World Network, or at least Live with It's Your Boy Wiggles.
Hey, it never went away. We gonna start talking about it like that. It never went away, man.
Not for sure, because it's still there. It's still there. But
Yeah.
I'm bringing myself back to that space, because those conversations are important, you know, and interviewing people where, man, one of my moms, I got a bunch of adopted moms. She asked me, was I going to an event for our new superintendent? And I said, I don't know. I hadn't planned on it or whatever. I ain't nobody important anyway, so it's all good. Man, she started spazzing on me. Like, don't say that. Like, no, you actually are important. Like, you don't see all this work you doing, and so on and so forth. And like, yeah, you may not want to be in the front of the limelight, and you know, we do what we do because of the God-given work that we feel we have, but don't ever talk like you're insignificant anymore. And so
man.
Just to what you're saying, sometimes I say it loosely, but the reality of it is I am going to rename just my specific podcast segment. You heard it here first. No Gray Area Podcast.
No gray area. We heard it here first on Think Kingdom Media. It's no gray area, man. Listen, man, I want to thank you for the lunch launches.
Oh man, my mom told me today I got to bring them back.
You know what I'm saying? The lunch launches. Here's what's so crazy about that.
What a time to be alive.
I would literally be on lunch at my job while you doing the lunch and DJing on lunch, man. Can you, like, your relationship with music obviously is, you know, probably rooted in a whole lot, but can you talk about, you know, your connection to, you know, your fraternity, what it means to you actually from a brotherhood standpoint? And I'm asking this because some people may, like me, I'm people. I always looked at, I'm people. I'm people. I always looked at fraternities and sororities with a side eye because of what I don't know and what I don't understand, and then taking heed to what I do know being enough,
right,
for me to decide that, you know what, maybe that's not a part of my DNA, maybe that's not part of who I am, but I'm also at the same time not about to judge or look down upon or even look up to.
Right.
You know, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else that might feel a certain way. But I think this is the first time I've ever really just said out loud, like, look, ever since I was, you know what I mean? New freshman at school, I'm like, yo, I don't know about these cats. you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And how much I gotta pay these dudes?
Right.
And which one? right. Like that was my thing, man.
So I go to that, but even with the lunch connection with the music, it's connected to the organization from the standpoint of, by the time I got to that space of being really engulfed in music to where I was creating opportunities for music to be shared on campus, it was me being a radio personality. But that came from my connection to my fraternity brothers. And so to some of your statements, so again, I say I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Those that don't necessarily know and understand the name, but you know by colors, those are the guys in blue and white.
The blue and white ones, y'all.
Yeah, the blue and white ones. Right? I don't got on blue and white now, and you know, some people might look at my pants like, wait, is that?
Don't judge my brother. You still represent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, that's like what the Q dogs wear. Like, nah. But I was introduced to the organization by our eldest drummer at our church growing up. And so Derek Smoke, he would teach us steps, the youth. So we had a youth step team at church. And so we picked up them steps, realized that he was a Sigma. And so we would like do his call and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then my sister, like she was like, cause we were kind of, their family, the Watts, I would say, the Watts family, they allowed my family to live with them for a stint when I was growing up. And so Angel Watts, she went to Albany State and she joined the sorority, which would be the sister sorority to Phi Beta Sigma, which is Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. They too wear blue and white.
Got you. Shout out to the Zetas.
So that was the first. We were there for like a church convention or something like that, simultaneously happening, where she was having her, they call them probate shows or neophyte show or presentation shows now.
Yeah.
And that was the first one that I had seen on the campus of Albany State. She was becoming a Zeta. She was coming out as a Zeta.
Gotcha.
And I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Then going in, being in high school, my best friend, Bo, his older brother was a Sigma at Valdosta.
Yeah.
And so our senior year, we would go to Valdosta and hang out with them.
Yeah.
And the Sigmas would show.
Shout out to Bo Braxton, man. We see you.
They would show a whole lot of love. His brother Bit also let me live with him my freshman year in college because I signed up for school too late, didn't have a dorm, so he let me stay with him. And so to the point for me, Sigma was always about that family-oriented space. I wanted to be a Sigma because of the brotherhood, you know, and I know a lot of times back then, they were like, you don't want to do it for no brotherhood. You want to step and stroll or dance or, you know, you want to get the girls. And the truth be told is that I was doing all that. I didn't need an organization for that. You know, I'm the eldest of three brothers, you know what I'm saying? And so family, I was raised by my mom, aunt, and grandmother. Family predominantly women, you know, on my dad's side. Yeah. My older cousins were like girl cousins, and like my closest cousins was like Shantae, the one that I DJ'd for, and then on my stepdad's side, my pops, their family was like predominantly women. Then in the church, it was predominantly women. So you just surrounded by all of that. I'm like, yo, I need to be around some guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to be around some guys.
That makes sense, man.
And some guys who are secure. Because growing up in the country, man, I also lived in the projects, man. Raintree, 601 Saunders Avenue, apartment K7, by the basketball court. Ice Trey checking in. But there's a level of insecurity and lack of trust, man, that sometimes guys have because they're single parent homes. And so now there's this mafia mentality that we adopt and we engraft to where this ain't, these are my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Those are like some of my closer friends, but I was still in need for a more mature, more responsible brother or male figure, you know what I'm saying? And so all of these guys are older than me, and they're treating me as the little brother while recognizing who I am as a freshman on the campus of Valdosta State. Them being able to respect, who I am as a person, it's just like, okay, I want to do this for the sheer and simple fact of the brotherhood, nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I put into it. I put in brotherhood, man. I brought in countless young men and older men. Man, I brought my pops into the fraternity. My pops was 70 years old when he became a Sigma.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My pops became a Sigma. And so, again, it's just that family thing. And so, even when you think of like when people get in the church, there's this stigma, with Greek letter organizations and what they represent and what they stand for.
Yeah.
And when you're young, that's not even what they're teaching us in church. Like it's demonic or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so, as we come into this new age of information, and people read more, they're studying more, and so people pick up different things. So now, Greek life is demonic, and we're worshiping these guys and these different deities. And I'm like, man, that I've never
missed that teaching.
Right, never, man. All we're reading about and hearing about is just community work, community service, social injustices, and some of these having like the first Ghana president being a part of our organization, Huey P. Newton being in our organization, John Lewis.
Yeah.
Having all of these trailblazers for the rights of people and the humanity at large, and they're doing this work. And I'm like, this is also now a vehicle for me to get back to my community. So in 2018, I reactivated our local chapter in Hinesville.
Yeah.
And so me and 6, 7 other brothers, we came together, paid our dues, got back financial with the organization, and we just set out to do this work in the community, man. Like our community needed more male presence in the schools, needed more male presence at some of these volunteer things. Like we work with the Manor House, where they're feeding people who just need food, you know what I'm saying? Doing road cleanups, reading the kids at the schoolhouse. We do spelling bees now, math competitions. We partner with our sister organization. We work with other Greek letter organizations, really just to sow back into the community. And the issue that I took so I don't even argue the point of whether or not Beyond the Clouds, Greek letter organizations are just demonic entities.
Right. All right.
But what I can argue is how many of our community churches, and there are a zillion of them, how many of our community churches, as a church, as a unit, out there doing what it is that we do.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is it ain't, because everybody ain't coming to the church to get their healing and deliverance.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't. They just ain't that. You hear cliche in church, man. We might be the closest Bible that somebody may read or whatever.
Yeah, you might be the closest thing to Jesus that somebody may ever come in contact.
And when you look at the work that's done in the Bible, the community work that's done in the Bible, the camaraderie that's in the Bible for God followers, Christ followers.
Yeah,
that's what I do. I can't speak for everybody. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what my group does, and I do it from that heart. You know what I'm saying? And so
I thank you for sharing that, bro. And I just want to just kind of give you the opportunity to do that. Not that you owe it to anybody or anything like that, but just for the sake of the people that are ignorant to kingdom culture that's expressed in a way that you've experienced it. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's about having, in all of your getting, you know what I'm saying? Right. You got to get understanding. And people don't know that it's a difference between like you deciding to do something or like you taking a stance within a divine non organization, or you growing up in it and it being passed down, or you seeing it and you're experiencing it at key moments in your life.
Right.
I just so happen to not have those influences and not have those experiences.
And it ain't for everybody, man. But I'll say this,
You know
man,
what I mean?
for anybody who watches this, especially for a Bible reader or a scholar, Jesus says, John didn't drink nothing, y'all called him a devil. You say, I drink wine, you call me a devil.
Right.
So, but who are the ones that are making these demonic references?
Yeah.
That's who John was like, hey, y'all need to come here and confess y'all sins. That's what you like, you need to turn from your wicked ways. You like, so and we get so caught up in listening to that type of person that we miss our mark or we miss our mission because we're so afraid of what they're saying. Again, I say, I mean, heck, everybody in the church don't do what's supposed to be done in the church, but we scrutinize, people in a Greek letter organization because of so on and so forth. But the truth of the matter is, we call ourselves Christians, or people call themselves Christians. And I'm like, that ain't even a term that Jesus himself would die. You understand what I'm saying?
What's the fruit? Where's the fruit at? Right.
This westernized civilization and culture that we're all a part of, we're all just making the best choices that's suitable for what we think we're doing. But again, I say, I don't really get into the argument. I just say, man, if you not to be haughty or high-minded at all, but if you put my resume up against about what I do in my organization up against somebody that's on my level and or status that's not in the Greek letter organization, but they are in the church, we got to have a different conversation.
And I think...
Because I'm in them streets. Hard. I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in them streets. Hard, bro. My sorority sister, she got me connected with this organization, and I was in Massachusetts. I can't even think of the name of the town again, but it was maybe like 45 minutes away from Boston, and we was at this school doing this work, man. They got a lot of international students there, and ICE had raided their school. And we're going in and we're like kind of like remodeling and beautifying in their school, but without that connection with my sorority sister or my fraternity, I can't go and do this work.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody from the church gave me the opportunity to go fly somewhere to go do some community work.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of pride, I would say, like that goes into the work that's being done in the church, the work that's being done in Greek letter organizations. And I always say, if Jesus came back to the earth right now, we probably have to explain to him what we doing in the church, right? And it's no right or wrong, left or right. It's always a conversation or some type of room for debate to be had, because somebody believes that they're right and then somebody else believes that they're right. And you figure out how you come to a middle ground at some point.
But even to that point, man, I don't even really think it's like a conversation that we gotta have, truthfully. Because two parts. One part, you are the light of the world, the salt of the earth. Let your light so shine that men might see your good works and glorify God in heaven. So whether it's Greek life or it's church life or it's any other life, if at the end of whatever it was that we've done, if ain't nobody thanking God for it, if they ain't, they ain't acknowledging Christ in it, they ain't drawing near, we all have to ask ourselves, like, is what we're doing in vain? That's one part. The other part of it is when he said, hey, when I was in prison, when I was hungry, when I was cold, when I was naked, like, you visited me, you fed me, you clothed me. Like, when did I do that? No, when you done it to one of them, you done it to me. Now, so that's why I say he might not even have to have these conversations, because the truth of the matter is that everybody could be doing all of this stuff to a degree, but while we arguing about what the other represents, man, you know what I'm saying? Like,
work need to be done.
Right, work need to be done. What Jesus told the disciples, like, hey, why are you stopping them from doing their work? Like, let them do that. Like, if they're not hindering us and they're doing the work, they they got it. Like, leave them alone. I think people are trying to, you said something about pride.
Yeah.
I think people are trying to be so exclusive and so far away from everybody else to exalt their own self.
Yeah.
That's why I think we're seeing this collective humbling experience amongst the community at large because of all of this self-promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like all of, God talked about Jesus, the prophets talked about Jesus, and Jesus talked about them. The disciples talked about them. None of this self-promotion. Yeah, but it's a whole lot of self-promotion happening in the 21st century.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm only speaking to that because I understand the purpose, and I began to learn, like, okay, we're talking about hundreds of years of systemic building, or that's really the antithesis of what we've seen, especially in
I gotta Google that word.
This country. You know what I'm saying? Like in the United States of America, like, why were these organizations formed? Why were they put in place? And then when you start talking about what they're connected to and what they represent and how many kids died and who's hazing and who's not hazing it. It just becomes a rabbit hole that never ends. While at the same time, there's brothers like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers like your father, brothers who really just want to be there to add value to the world in a way that can't be done individually.
Right.
It's got to be done in community, man. So I just appreciate you being able to be candid about it and speak about it. A lot of things, a lot of people these days just don't have the information. It's a secret.
Look, I think that's the problem that church had. Like when I used to hear it a lot, I think that was it. That, it's this secret, this, that, and the third, so you can't know. And I'm like, everything because you have the internet now, everything ain't so secretive, or because people leave the organizations and they tell stuff, but
yeah, you're seeing a lot of that now. Just
you know
people
what I'm saying? Like just
going online saying that. Yeah.
Truthfully speaking, man, it ain't even, the secrecy ain't even that big of a deal. But just because it's a secret or just because it's private, does that equate to being demonic?
Does it equate to being evil?
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Like
that, and I think if people were to be able to answer that question, then we have to start questioning everything. Like, why do y'all do what y'all do in secret? Why do y'all do what y'all do in the? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? That's the truth of the matter. If secrecy is the problem, then we got a whole nother problem. You understand what I'm saying? Because Greeks ain't the only one with secret handshakes and secret passwords and signals and stuff like that. The people in the church, you know what I'm saying, got secrets too, and they're private as well. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all do what y'all do.
Like, it's all secrets. And shoot, even in the Bible, everything wasn't known to everybody. It was secrecy. So are you telling me that is evil and that's demonic? Like, come on. Let's be for real.
Man, Jesus ain't share everything with everybody.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Jesus was only talking to a couple of disciples sometimes. He wasn't even talking to the whole crew. Was that evil? Yeah. Yeah.
Look, this is why I love this brother, all right? I don't know him, all right, as the fraternity brother. I don't know him as that. I just know him as Trey, Searles. We don't got no secret, all right?
Right. Yeah,
man, that's funny, man.
Do the work. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever fraternal order you're part of, whether it's the Lord's, you are a soldier in the army of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, just
do the work.
Just do the work.
No doubt, man. You're absolutely right, man. That's funny, man. But I really pay attention to how you move and what you do, and just your camaraderie, man. Your relationship with Bo, and just everything that you got going on outside of that too, man. Just how tapped into your community, like I said earlier, you are. You know so many different people. But the lines get crossed or get drawn in the sand when it comes to church and when it comes to you know, what people call evil and what people call good. And we know so many people personally outside of the, you know what I mean, the public thing, man. So what I like to do when I have people on as guests, man, I like to give people the opportunity to answer 2 questions. And 2 questions are, if there's something that you would like people to know, we like you, we like Trey Searles, we done listened to you talk, man, for the past 30 minutes.
Right.
What do you want the people to do? Is the first question. And then it could be anything, you know what I'm saying? Support you, receive Christ as Lord and Savior, whatever. And then the second question is, what do you want people to know? Be it about you, be it general knowledge, or whatever the case may be. If you could just look at the people, man, and just tell them what you want them to do and what you want them to know, man. 2 questions I need you to answer for me.
I want people to be authentically themselves and be true to their work.
Yeah,
that's what I want people to do. And what I want people to know is you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at least, ITSYABOYWIGGLES. It's your boy Wiggles. And know that however you judge somebody, you'll be judged the same way.
yeah, that part, man. Talk about that real quick before you go, man. Are you seeing people?
So you said it, man, and I'll make it really quick. You said it just in terms of watching me and seeing what it is that I do and knowing that sometimes the waters can be muddied a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out, not only to my family, my mother, my pops, dad, my aunt, grandmother, and all of them, you know, for the undying and unwavering love, but also to my church leaders, Pastor Henry Frazier Jr., Pastor Dana Frazier, and my church family as well. But those 2 specifically, because of their willingness to love me through it all, love me in it all, love me despite it, love me because. I think they realize, as I also realize, that if we shut love off from people, we could be the very cause of someone's death and or demise.
Come on, man.
You know, and so even going to be careful how you judge, because you'll be judged the same way, right? We don't know not only when our name will be called, but we don't know what God is checking off. For those who believe in that, we don't know. We don't know what box is being checked off to say this is it or that was it. And so, if you allow people to be themselves and then allow them to be led by the Spirit based on a conversation that's being had, a book that's being read, a show that's being watched, or a service that they attend, allowing the Spirit to do the work. Sometimes we can be in positions, whether it's as a spiritual leader, as a spouse, or as a parent, to thinking that we actually can maneuver and control and direct a person's path. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how this thing works. That's not how it operates, man. And so that's why I want people to be true to themselves, and then let God redirect you. Let God say, nah, son, that's not it. Nah, daughter, that's not it.
Yeah.
You know, and be open and authentic enough to say, I made this misstep, I made this misdirection, and be redirected. Like, don't fight against it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want the best for yourself, and if you have a family, you want the best for them, and you just got to be really true to it, and you got to be true to the work. And, you know, stop judging folks. Leave people alone, man. I said in Bible study one day, there are people, man, who look at me and may think that I'm a hypocrite, or they may think that, you know, oh, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I challenge you to read the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's not to condone a sinful life. It's not to condone any of those things, but if you read the book of Ecclesiastes, it is going to show you where all of this time that we're investing to become wiser, to be more knowledgeable, to understand God, to try to do the right thing, to try to justify everything they do, he says that is chasing the wind. We're wasting our time, man. We're wasting our time trying to be right. If we could be right on our own, there'd be no need for Christ.
Come on.
There'd be no need for God. There'd be no need for the word. It'd be no need. If we could do it on our own, what's the point of Christ?
Come on, Minister Searles.
You know what I'm saying? What's the point? So that's my thing. I never condone misbehavior, mine included. You understand what I'm saying? But what I will say is the word says, "Oh no man, nothing but to love him." That's our responsibility. For the rest of this year, that's your sole responsibility. That's what I want you to do. Just love folks. That's it. That's it, man. Let them do what they do, man. You ain't got to be crazy. You ain't got to be stupid. You ain't got to put up whatever you don't want to put up with. You can have your standards. You know what I'm saying? But just love folks, man. We're trying too hard to control people because we got something else going on with us. Stop judging folks, man, because I feel like that's why a lot of people ain't really manifesting or seeing the manifestation of what they want. Because they ain't being authentic to themselves, they're not being true to their work, and they're judging people.
Yeah, man.
And again, follow me, man. It's your boy Wiggles.
Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, I brought this brother here because of his heart and the person that he's demonstrated himself to be since the day I met him. He's always been that person, man. And I just want to just admonish you and encourage you to continue to be who you are, who you have been, no matter what people saying, no matter what. I don't care what you think about him. I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to know you. And I just want to say I thank you for the moment that I posted something on Facebook one day. And I'm gonna say this and get out of here. And I was like, I think I might have said something about people be waiting on me to fail or something like that. And you immediately checked me. You was like, actually, it's people actually sitting back here waiting for you to win. We waiting on you. And that thing hit me up so hard in the spirit, I didn't even have the words or the motivation to call you. You know what I'm saying? And tell you like, dang, that was a limiting belief. That was a negative thought that I actually put out into the world that didn't help nobody, didn't encourage nobody. And you knew me well enough and you had the courage enough to say something to me when nobody else did, man. And for that, I thank you. That changed a lot in my situation, in my mindset, and my thinking at that time. So even though you on Facebook, you make an impact, all right?
I appreciate it.
It's Darius Dior, it's Think Kingdom Media, where we have real conversations with real people. I just want to take the time out to thank everybody that's ever commented, shared, liked, made a donation, pulled up, purchased a service, be it photography or videography. This platform is grateful for you and all your contributions. And thank you. Continue to serve, continue to share, continue to like, and continue to be great. And we salute you. And Kingdom salute to you. It's Darius Dior again. Peace and grace.